Retro Road Test, Ferrari 348 vs Honda NSX. The Honda NSX and Ferrari 348 are two remarkable sports cars from the 1990s, designed to captivate enthusiasts with their driving dynamics, style, and heritage. Despite coming from very different automotive backgrounds, both cars offered a similar promise: thrilling, accessible driving in a mid-engined sports car. Here's a comprehensive look at the road manners, styling, engineering, performance, and more of these two icons from an era that transformed sports cars. Introduction. When the Honda NSX arrived on the scene in 1990, it was a revelation. Honda's engineers, taking input from the legendary Ayrton Senna, wanted to build a car that could compete with the world's best sports cars while offering usability and reliability typically unheard of in supercars of the time. The NSX was as easy to drive at low speeds as it was thrilling at the limit, setting it apart from the raw, sometimes temperamental Italian sports cars. The Ferrari 348, on the other hand, came from one of the most storied supercar manufacturers in the world. Positioned as the successor to the 328, the 348 aimed to bring a modern flair to Ferrari's lineup. It retained Ferrari's exotic aura and boasted a striking wedge shape and a mid-engine V8. However, it wasn't without its issues. Drivers noted that it was somewhat demanding to handle, and it developed a reputation for its quirks. With both cars offering unique experiences and coming from different philosophies, let's dive into how they stack up against each other on the road. Exterior design. Honda NSX. The NSX has an understated elegance. Designed with a purpose-driven approach, it has a clean silhouette that emphasizes aerodynamics and sleek lines. The low stance, long rear deck, and targa roof, available in some models, lend it an exotic profile without screaming for attention. Honda aimed for a timeless design, and it worked. Even today, the NSX remains a handsome car. The all-aluminum body was groundbreaking at the time, reducing weight while increasing rigidity. With pop-up headlights, a minimalistic front fascia, and a wide stance, the NSX is both simple and purposeful. Ferrari 348. The Ferrari 348 is much more assertive in its appearance, a reflection of Ferrari's character. The 348's design, courtesy of Pininfarina, embraced the wedge shape that dominated Ferrari's designs in the 1980s and 1990s. With slatted side intakes, a characteristic rear end inspired by the iconic F40, and pop-up headlights, the 348 is unmistakably Ferrari. Its presence is further emphasized by the prancing horse emblem and aggressive proportions. The car sits lower and has a slightly wider stance than the NSX, giving it a more muscular look. Its design is iconic Ferrari, but it lacks some of the timelessness of the NSX's styling. Interior design and comfort. Honda NSX. The interior of the NSX is a driver-focused space. The ergonomics are well thought out, with controls intuitively placed and an unobstructed view of the road. The seats are comfortable and supportive, providing plenty of bolstering for spirited driving. The visibility is excellent for a mid-engine car, thanks to Honda's design focus on making the NSX easy to drive in everyday conditions. With a minimalist dashboard, excellent build quality, and a straightforward gauge cluster, the NSX's interior feels functional yet elegant. Honda's use of high-quality materials and its attention to detail make it a more refined place to spend time, and its reputation for reliability extends to its interior. Ferrari 348. The Ferrari 348's interior is more flamboyant but not as well constructed as the NSX's. The seating position is low and snug, which adds to the sense of occasion but can feel cramped for taller drivers. The 348 uses leather extensively, which gives it a luxurious feel, but the interior quality isn't as solid as the NSX's. Ferrari's focus was on creating an immersive experience, and this is reflected in the gated shifter and cockpit-like feel. However, the layout of the controls can be a bit awkward, and visibility is more restricted compared to the NSX. The design choices make the 348 feel exotic, but it lacks some of the user-friendliness that Honda engineered into the NSX. Performance and engine. Honda NSX. The NSX is powered by a 3.0-liter V6 engine, later upgraded to a 3.2-liter, producing around 270 horsepower, with Honda's VTEC variable valve timing technology. The engine is a masterpiece of precision engineering, revving to 8,000 RPM with an intoxicating soundtrack. While the NSX may not have the brute power of the Ferrari's V8, its engine is responsive and linear. The car's lightweight aluminum construction and 5-speed manual transmission, with a 6-speed option in later models, make it highly engaging to drive. Honda fine-tuned the NSX's handling to perfection. It's balanced and predictable with precise steering that makes every corner a joy. The car feels nimble and, thanks to the influence of Senna's input, razor-sharp on twisty roads. Ferrari 348. The Ferrari 348 has a 3.4-liter V8 that produces around 300 horsepower, paired with Ferrari's trademark gated 5-speed manual transmission. While the engine is slightly more powerful than the NSX's, it's also known for its distinctive character rather than outright speed. The V8 has a unique Italian growl, and it comes alive as it nears its red line, delivering a more visceral experience. The handling is sharp but requires a steady hand, as the 348 has a reputation for being challenging to drive at the limit. Unlike the NSX, which feels forgiving, the Ferrari demands respect. In terms of performance, it's fast, but it's also a car that demands concentration and experience to get the most out of it. Driving experience. Honda NSX. The NSX is all about balance and control. Its predictable handling and forgiving nature make it a pleasure to drive at any speed. The car's lightweight design and responsive steering allow it to change direction effortless, and the mid-engine layout provides excellent weight distribution. The VTEC engine, coupled with the smooth shifting transmission, makes for a linear and engaging power delivery. Braking is strong and confidence-inspiring, allowing drivers to push the car to its limits without feeling like it's about to bite back. One of the most appealing aspects of the NSX is its accessibility. Even less experienced drivers can enjoy it without feeling overwhelmed. Ferrari 348. Driving the 348 is an experience that is as exhilarating as it is demanding. The car has an aggressive personality, and it's less forgiving than the NSX. The steering is heavier and requires more effort, especially at low speeds, but it becomes more rewarding as the pace picks up. The mid-engine layout contributes to great handling, but the car has a tendency to oversteer if pushed too hard, especially for drivers unfamiliar with its quirks. The gated shifter is a joy to use but requires precision to avoid grinding gears. Unlike the NSX, which can be driven confidently right from the start, the 348 demands patience and practice to master. Reliability and maintenance. Honda NSX. One of the NSX's strongest selling points is its reliability. Honda's engineering prowess shines here, as the NSX is known for being as dependable as any other Honda. The V6 engine and robust mechanicals mean that maintenance costs are relatively low compared to other supercars. Parts are generally easy to find, and it doesn't require the frequent servicing that high-performance Ferraris do. This reliability factor means owners can drive their NSXs without the worry of constant breakdowns or expensive repairs. For enthusiasts who want a high-performance car they can use regularly, the NSX is tough to beat. Ferrari 348. The Ferrari 348, unfortunately, does not share the NSX's reputation for reliability. It's notorious for its high maintenance costs, and keeping a 348 running smoothly requires dedication. Regular timing belt changes and other mechanical maintenance are costly, and parts availability can be an issue. The 348 also has known electrical issues that require attention. While the car can be a joy to own, it's best suited to someone who is willing to invest time and money into its upkeep. For many owners, the thrill of owning a Ferrari offsets the maintenance hassles, but it's worth noting that the 348 demands a greater commitment than the NSX. Practicality and daily usability. Honda NSX. Honda designed the NSX to be a supercar that could be driven every day, and it excels in this regard. The car's ride quality is surprisingly comfortable for a sports car, and it has a decently sized trunk that can accommodate luggage for weekend trips. The visibility, as mentioned earlier, is excellent, which makes it easy to navigate in traffic and park. Fuel efficiency is reasonable for a car of its performance level, making it viable for daily use. The NSX is as usable as it is thrilling, and this is part of what makes it such an iconic car. Ferrari 348. While the 348 can be used as a daily driver, it's not as practical as the NSX. The car's firm suspension and heavy steering make it less comfortable for extended city driving, and its limited visibility makes it more challenging to maneuver in traffic. The trunk space is also more restricted, making it less ideal for longer trips or carrying much cargo. That said, for those who value the Ferrari experience above all, these are minor inconveniences. But in terms of pure practicality, the 348 is outmatched by the Honda. Conclusion: a tale of two legends. The Honda NSX and Ferrari 348 each bring something unique to the table. The NSX is a groundbreaking sports car that combines Honda's engineering expertise with exotic looks and accessible performance. It's reliable, comfortable, and thrilling to drive without the intimidation factor. For enthusiasts seeking a car they can drive regularly and enjoy without worrying about maintenance issues, the NSX is hard to beat. The Ferrari 348, on the other hand, is a car that demands commitment. It's a quintessential Ferrari experience, complete with the iconic Italian styling, gated shifter, and a V8 engine that howls when pushed to the limit. The 348 rewards skilled drivers with a raw, visceral experience that is uniquely Ferrari. However, it requires patience, practice, and an understanding of its quirks. For those willing to embrace its personality and quirks, the 348 is a deeply satisfying machine. Ultimately, the choice between these two comes down to what a driver values most. For those seeking a user-friendly, reliable, and thrilling supercar experience, the Honda NSX is an ideal choice. For drivers drawn to the drama and heritage of a classic Ferrari, the 348 offers a uniquely exhilarating experience that no other car can replicate. Both cars stand as icons of their era, representing two very different approaches to automotive passion.